Fans, I'm Hector Sanchez with InTheRing.net. I'm here with Jordan Jones, an undefeated fighter from Dallas, Texas. He's 4-0. He's going to be fighting on Garcia Promotions coming up on February 28th. Jordan, tell us a little something about your last fight, how you felt coming out of that fight.
Coming out of the fight, I was slightly disappointed. I know I wasn't 100% just due to catching a cold. Granted, we did pull off the fight, so we're blessed to say that we are 4-0. You know, I know that there's always room for growth. There's always something that we can be doing to better myself as a fighter. But all in all, I think it was a great victory.
Great. Tell us, the fans, where you train and who your trainer is, and who will be in your corner on fight night.
Absolutely. I box out of Garland, Texas Select Boxing Club, and my parents / coaches, we got Garcia and Christine Lopez. They're also going to be in my corner that coming fight night.
Okay, coming into this fight, you feel comfortable with your weight, and are you ready to get going?
Absolutely, absolutely. We've definitely gone with this camp. We've taken a slightly different approach than we have in the past, just as far as applying more pressure, working day and night, the ins and outs. I started my weight cutting early just to make sure that we're going to be where we need to be come fight night, as well as starting early so that way I can kind of plateau and then build from there and keep my strength.
Great. Tell us a little something about your background and your amateur record before you turned pro.
All right, great. Yeah. So a little bit about me. I come from a family of fighters. We have a long history. My great-grandfather, Matt Martinez, was a professional fighter. I also have a cousin on the other side, on my grandmother's side, Jesse Benavides, who was just recently inducted into the Latino Hall of Honor, and so he was a world champion. It was just something that's always been a part of our making, our creation, our blood. My mother, when I was 10 years old, I told her, hey, listen, I want to fight and not get in trouble. I was a hothead, I was getting in trouble here and there. Took us down to a boxing gym, and from there, and it's been nothing but smooth sailing. We opened our gym back in 2007, and we've been going strong ever since. And then just all in all, we just, my amateur record, we've definitely been to pretty much every amateur tournament that you can possibly think of, all the nationals. We fought some of the best competitors here and there, and now it's just time to go take it to that next level. I want to say I roughly had about 183 amateur fights, give or take, win, lose, and draw, back and forth. Not 100% sure what the numbers are, but it was about 50-50 within the 183 fights that we've competed in.
That's a fantastic record. Speaking of the competition, tell us a little something about the competition in your amateur record for some of the fighters that you fought then, and some of them that are world champions now, and some that you may end up meeting later on down the road.
Absolutely. So the fighters in 141 division as well as 152 amateur division is such a packed weight class. You're always going to get a fight. When we go to the nationals, we're fighting 4 and 5 days consecutively, and also a couple of people that I have competed with. I know I fought Regis Prograis. I was telling a story about him dislocating my jaw and then relocating it.
Right.
But we continue to fight throughout the rounds. Granted, he took it, and I'm glad that I did lose to a champion because he's doing amazing things nowadays. As well as Maurice Hooker. He and I have had many wars. We're also really close friends. He's one of my brothers, I'd say, in boxing. Errol Spence Jr., we call him EJ since I've known him growing up. But before the 2012 Olympics, we got a little bit of sparring in with him. More so, he and my brother were competing against each other a lot in the nationals and a lot of the local tournaments, and as well as George Rincon. He's one of my little rivals that I've always clashed heads with. He and I've known each other growing up in the boxing world, and he's definitely somebody that I know for a fact, if we continue going on the track we are, we'll meet up eventually. And we're just ready to fight whoever.
What a coincidence! I just saw Rincon fight the other day in Houston. Okay, tell us a little something about your relationship with Garcia Promotions.
Okay.
How it got started, and what's next for you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I was reached out by Hector Vasquez, and he told us, he said, we've got a couple of guys that they want to have here in Dallas. I know after the Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia fight, Mikey saw such the great response and the great outcome that Dallas could bring, and so that's why he wanted to have more of a haven here, as well as start his own promotion company. And we got the call, and ever since then, I mean, we met with those guys. They said they really enjoyed the way that I fight. They put me on the second card and really wanted to start something with us. Of course, we're still working out all the kinks. It's all things. It's all business, of course. And so this is going to be my third appearance on the Mikey Garcia Promotions, and we're loving it. So we're definitely blessed to be here and to be called out by these guys for sure.
That's great. Listen, can you tell us about? Do you know who your opponent is, and do you know? Have you watched any film on him, or just tell us a little something about him, what you know about him, and what he can probably expect from you on fight night?
Absolutely. So he can definitely expect a defeat. Most definitely. That goes without saying. We're definitely going to the drawing boards and putting in all the work that we need to in the gym. His name is Benjamin Gurman. I believe he's from Fort Worth, is what I was told. He did fight on the previous card that my brother fought in back in November, I want to say. So he fought in November on the same card. It was a draw between him and another gentleman. They said it was a pretty big battle. He's ready to throw, ready to fight, and definitely brings the heat. He's a southpaw fighter. Not my favorite, but we've definitely been putting in enough hours to be able to maneuver around him, and just with my technique and my experience, we're definitely going to dominate that fight for sure.
That's great. Can you tell us how many rounds is that fight scheduled for?
I believe that's going to be a 4-rounder.
Okay.
4-rounder, yes sir.
And how many? Have you just fought 4-rounders, and
Yes, sir.
will you eventually be moving up, or do you know when you might be fighting more than that?
Not 100% sure exactly when we're going to move up. I know roughly they said about the first 5 to 6 fights. It's going to be about a 4-rounder. Then after that, we'll do 6, 8, and so on and so forth. So either way, we're going to be prepared no matter what they put in front of us, and whatever the contract says, we're going to fulfill that.
That's great. So can you tell the fans here in Dallas, Texas, what might happen on fight night on this card?
So on this card, as far as myself is concerned, I can't speak for everybody else, but I will say that it's definitely going to be a fight of dominance. I'm definitely going to portray my skill set as well as my endurance and my strength, and we're going to have a blast, and it's going to be a blowout. So.